Hello, my name is Dr. Jeffrey Galvin, and I'm the founder and medical director of Vitality Medical Wellness Institute. Today's topic is weight loss, and specifically, why is weight loss hard? And it is hard. We can't argue with that. Many of us struggle with weight loss, and it's a difficult problem. And it's a difficult problem because there's many facets to weight loss. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Why is it that so many people struggle with weight loss? Well, there are multiple areas of weight loss. When we talk about weight loss, we have to talk about these different areas. And one of those areas is nutrition. And nutrition is really a giant piece of it. Now, when we want to lose this stuff, this is 10 pounds of fat, we've got to talk about the driver of fat. And the driver of fat very often is nutrition. And when we talk about nutrition, we oftentimes think about that in three categories. We talk about modifying nutrition by either restricting intake of calories. We can restrict intake of a particular nutrient, maybe carbohydrates or fat or protein, or we can restrict the timing of those nutrients. Very often when we talk about diets, and when I consider diet a four-letter word, we don't really like to talk about diets here at Vitality, but when we talk about restrictive diets, one of the things that we know is that 95 to 98% of the time when we do restrictive things where we cut calories, those protocols fail 98% of the time. They are not very effective for long-term weight loss. So when we think about losing weight, we probably don't want to do things that restrict calories long-term because they just don't work. The other thing we have to think about is metabolism, and metabolism is kind of our engine. If we just restrict calories, guess what? Our body compensates for that reduction in energy intake by lowering metabolism. So we sort of self-sabotage, and so we have to take that into account. The other piece of that is hormones. We have hormones, things like thyroid, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, DHEA, cortisol, that drive not only metabolism, but also our utilization of fat, our production of protein, and things like leptin and ghrelin, gut hormones that drive appetite, fat utilization, carbohydrate utilization, and many others that can play a role in how we utilize fat, how we store fat, how we generate energy and utilize energy, and they can play an important role. Our own personal genetics play a role. What type of body type we have, our blood types, other factors can play an important role. And sometimes we have to look at our own personal genetics to figure out what the best eating plan, nutrition, fitness plan is. Fitness is plays an important role. Exercise itself, honestly, is not a great way to lose weight by itself. What happens when we work out? It makes us tired and it makes us hungry. And that may not be the greatest setup for weight loss. If our nutrition is bad, we just sort of in our mind say, well, I just worked out, that means I can eat anything I want to. And it turns out that math very often doesn't work out very well. Stress and sleep can play a huge role. And if our stress levels are out of control, cortisol and thyroid hormones get out of whack, and it can set us up for failure. If we're not sleeping well, that can set our bodies up for failure when it comes to weight loss. Psychology, the way our brain is working, and habits can play a huge role. And then our support systems play an important factor in our success. And that support may come in the form of accountability, but also in motivation, in keeping us moving forward towards our goal. The ability to measure, if you look behind me, we've got advanced scales here that let us know how we're measuring. And the ability to measure accurately can be important. If we're losing fat while gaining muscle, sometimes that can give us a false sense that we're actually not doing well. But if we're exercising and eating well, we may be losing fat while gaining muscle, and the scale may not reflect that. If we lose 5 pounds of fat but gain 5 pounds of muscle, guess what? The scale says we haven't done anything, but we've actually made a 10-pound change. So all those things combine to make weight loss hard. And so it's important to be looking at the right things and planning in the right way. Here at Vitality, we can kind of help with that. And we're not the only resource, but we do have lots of resources here. We're implementing some online programs, and if you look at our website, we've got multiple tiers from very, very inexpensive app-based programs that you can do on your own to programs that essentially have you set up with an online health coach that you meet via video every week that can work with you, to actually working directly with me where we design a custom plan and integrate lab work and potentially medications and genetic testing and lots of other things. There are ways to do this. You know what? There's no easy weight loss. Can't make it easy, but with the right tools and the right techniques and the right support and accountability, we can make it simple. So we're going to be doing lots more content about these individual things going forward. This is really just an overview. And in the coming weeks, we're going to be talking about all these individual things. Keep watching. We'll be doing more stuff as things go on. Have a great day. It's Dr. Galvin, and we'll talk to you soon.